All right, welcome back to part two. So, can the world actually replace America? Well, this is where we need some perspective. Because saying countries want alternatives to the United States is very different from saying they can replace the United States. Right now, they can't, at least not anytime soon. The American market is simply enormous. The United States imports trillions of dollars worth of goods and services every year. Think about what that means. Millions of workers around the world ultimately depend on Americans buying what they produce. Factories in Mexico, auto plants in Canada, electronics manufacturers throughout Asia, pharmaceutical companies in Europe, and agricultural exporters from around the world. Finding another customer is possible. Finding another United States is much harder. And America's economic power goes far beyond what Americans buy. The dollar still sits at the center of the global financial system. Central banks around the world hold much of their reserves in dollars. International commodities are frequently priced in dollars. Companies borrow in dollars, governments borrow in dollars, and enormous amounts of global business ultimately pass through the American financial system. Then there are the American companies: technology, finance, energy, aerospace, entertainment, pharmaceuticals, and AI. Some of the most important companies of the global economy are American. And America has another advantage: it's very difficult to reproduce. Its network of relationships. Canada and Mexico aren't simply trading partners. Their economies are physically connected to the United States. Europe isn't simply another customer. It's also connected to America through decades of investment, finance, security, relationships, and corporate partnerships. Japan and South Korea have similar deep economic and strategic relationships with Washington. These connections weren't built overnight, and they aren't going to disappear because of one tariff dispute. That's why saying America is isolating itself can be misleading. America isn't closing itself off from global commerce. The real danger is much more subtle. America doesn't have to lose its position at the center of global economy overnight. It only has to become slightly less essential over time. Imagine a Canadian energy company that once had one obvious customer.